Hey guys, Hijinks here, and we are back with another Fallout 3 challenge run. Today we are going to see if we can beat Fallout 3 only using V.A.T.S for all our combat encounters. This is going to be a bit of a longer video, so let me know if it's something you'd like to see or if you want me to try to keep them a little bit shorter. We start off our run creating our character. We name her V.A.T.S, which is short for Vatalie. The intro is much of the same, but our special stats are as follows. We have a 5 in strength, 4 in perception, 10 in endurance, 5 in charisma, 5 in intelligence, 10 in agility, and 1 in luck. I know luck would have been good for this run, but I never put any love into luck in Fallout 3, and I won't be starting today. It was nice escaping Vault 101 and being able to use weapons. We save Butch's mom from rad roaches and continue on. There was a weird bug with Security Chief Hannon, and I'll insert that right here. We take out Officer Mack and introduce the Overseer to America's favorite pastime, baseball. Though unlike the traditional game, he had to take on the role of the ball. Having given our friend enough trauma to last her lifetime, we depart from the vault. This next stretch is much of the same. We go to Megaton, we get rid of Mr. Burke, talk Gob into helping us, talk to Moriarty, agree to help Moira with her book, help Silver, and we do decide to use the shortcut from the Zoro run to go find Dad over at Vault 112. We enter Tranquility Lane, activate the failsafe, rescue Dad, and begin our journey to Rivet City. We get into a tough fight with some raiders that ends up wasting a ton of resources that are valuable at this stage in the game. But with patience, strategy, and more luck than any one person can fathom, we were able to do it. We also discover the pain of fighting supermutants at such a low level and having to rely on bats. It takes forever and longer. I am skipping a lot of the stale pieces, but please understand that most of the gameplay is me standing and waiting for my action points to recharge. We get to Rivet City, and from there it is time to clear Jefferson Memorial. We start to do it, but I realize I need to level more and get better stats if I'm going to be fighting super mutants. So with that, we go to the Super Duper Mart and get the food. We get the irradiation research done. Then decide to visit Annandale to work on their quest line. After some investigation, we discover they have a taste for human. We talk our way out of the situation, mostly for the XP, but also because sneak attacking them made it easier to win the fight. We set out for the minefield to complete the chapter of Moira's survival book. On the way, we get caught in a massive raider fight. We stop at the scrapyard where we find ourselves a new friend named Dogmeat. Traveling back to Megaton, we discover we can lie about the minefield, and for the sake of free XP, we do it. Using our high medical stat, we are able to complete the injury research. We sneak into Anchorage Memorial Facility to plant the observer, and somehow I avoid being detected the whole time. From there, we test the mole rat repellent, which works a little too well. We go to the Robco factory where we install a processor widget. We go to Arlington Library to research the records. And with that done, we go to research the origins of Rivet City. We get information that is passable, We go disarm the bomb in Megaton and complete the survival book, finishing up our Megaton quest lines. Realizing now was as good a time as any, we finished clearing Jefferson Memorial. With everything cleared, we start setting up all the pieces of Project Purity. The Enclave intercept, killing our father, and we are forced to help everyone escape using the sewers. There was a weird bug that forced Dogmeat to teleport to me, but he was along for the ride. We reached the Citadel and are tasked with retrieving the Gek, but as you guys know, this is where I like to get my side quests and DLCs done. We head to Vault 101, there we see everything is in shambles. We are able to find evidence on the Overseer's computer of the Enclave to convince Amada and everyone to stay in the vault before being forced to leave forever. We head to Arfu, where we discover that Lucy West's family has passed and that her brother is missing. And with that, we go to look for him. On our journey, we fight Enclave soldiers, discover a town called Canterbury Commons, which has a superhero problem, and then decide to do the Mothership Zeta DLC. I played this game countless times, and I still get compulsively sidetracked. Being restricted to only using V.A.T.S caused us to lose Soma, as again, most of my gameplay was me sitting and waiting for action points. We rescue Sally, and with that, we move to release everyone from stasis. We head to the cryo lab and take down the generator. and with that, we set our sights on the hangar. This section was so much easier trying not to punch everything. With that done, we head to the robot assembly and take down our final generator. With all generators down, we head to the decompression chamber. Fun fact, I put on the wrong suit. So here we have our first death in the run. I honestly still can't believe I did it, but hey, that's half the fun. We begin to fight our way to the death ray hub, and honestly, this was so much easier to do with weapons. Granted, waiting for action points to recharge was tedious, but my damage output was solid, and I have great endurance, so I was able to get through everything with relative ease. Even the abominations were not too hard to deal with. The death ray hub went smooth, but the room after is where it got tricky, as volumes of enemies made the fight more difficult. We clear our way to the bridge, take out the captain and his crew, then win our ship battle with relative ease. With that, we wrap up Mothership Zeta. Now it's time to go back to finding Ian West. We head to the Moresti train yard and make our way to the family. We talk to everyone, make our way to Ian, and convince him to go back to his sister. Dongmi and I stumbled upon a talent company merc camp, which was definitely interesting. Now we begin the Point Lookout DLC. Being as I knew this would be a rougher DLC given my constraints, I tried going to the lighthouse as a shortcut. Instead, I was rewarded with a lesson on why this DLC was about to be so rough. I had to fight 3 Mirelurks at one time. Interestingly enough, I did discover a solid combo that I would spam to make these fights easier. Steal high ground, move quickly to low ground, so they are elevated above me, opening up their faces and spamming headshots and bats. Then of course, this would be followed by me twiddling my thumbs until I am blessed with more action points. We get to Calver's mansion and it was going smoothly until we experienced our first crash. That's right folks, we're going to count crashes, so you know what that means. Fallout 3 was being Fallout 3. Round 2 goes equally as smooth, though I will say we burned through our resources as they are eating all of my hits. In the final stretch, I got locked into a reloading animation and was unable to heal before dying for our second time. Third attempt underway, I paced myself, play a lot smarter, I heavily utilized grenades for extra damage, and with that, the mansion is secured. Desmond tells us to run to the cathedral, so we do. We are told to open our minds, and here is where my fears become a reality. We are forced to fight our way through the sacred farm, which is essentially the Mirelurk headquarters. I am able to take my time and pace the fights in such a way that I have plenty of time to heal. I also utilize the trees in my path as a way to force them to take routes that slow them down. With that section complete, we go back to the cathedral, find the information we need, and we move on. On our way to find Jackson, I actually, for the first time ever, saw tribals leave the cathedral and fight the ghouls. So that was actually kind of fun. We find the brains of the operation, and with that, we report our findings to Desmond. He has us run back to the Ferris wheel and install a jammer, which sets off the tribals to attack us. We have some close calls, but we get back to the mansion to see it blow up. But we do find Desmond alive in his panic room. We agree to help him take out Calvert and take on the lighthouse. Nothing crazy here. We enter, take out the robots, take out Calvert, and with that, we've completed another DLC. Next, we go for the pit. Except, I am not too bright and make the executive decision to head to this DLC with just my armor and a 10mm pistol. And well, yeah, you know where this is going. I run into rad scorpions, bloatflies, and a yaoguai, meaning I have now experienced our third death in the run. Please never walk around with just a 10mm pistol if you are only going to use V.A.T.S when you're in combat. Next trip, I take some more gear and easily make my way to Werner. I help him out by clearing the camp and getting the outfit to blend in, and with that, we begin the Pit DLC. We get to the pit, talk to Midia, go get steel. I make a terrible choice of using an auto axe on a Trog as I cannot recover AP fast enough to actually use it, and thus I die for the 4th time. The second steel run was easy, and after giving up on melee and using an assault rifle, we are able to move on to the fighting segment. And we experience our second crash in the run. We hop back into the arena and walk through everyone. We meet Asher, discover the cure, talk to Midia, talk to Werner, talk to Asher one last time, and with that, we have completed the pit. With the DLC done, I go to help Canterbury Commons with their superhero problem. First up, the Mechanist. Nothing crazy. We clear out the robot repair and make our way to the Mechanist. After reaching him, we explain how his actions are impacting the town and he retires from crime fighting. Next is the Antagonizer. We cleared out her lair. We bribe her to leave the town alone by giving her the Mechanist's armor. And with that, we become the true hero of Canterbury Commons. And with that done, we take on our next DLC. Operation Anchorage. The journey was not too tough, but upon reaching the Bailey's Crossroad Metro, that all changes. The super mutants were not that difficult, but we encounter a super mutant overlord, and he puts up a real fight. Luckily, his size was a huge disadvantage for him as he got stuck, and the Deathclaw Gauntlet was a lifesaver with its damage output. With that fight done, we scurry to the outpost. We agree to help the outcasts, enter the simulator, and with that, we begin our next DLC. The intro was easy, especially because I can use weapons, and I remember where the healing tanks are. We are able to easily clear the way to the artillery and plant the explosives, moving on to the next segment. We start off attacking the listening post, and I forgot to talk to the quartermaster, so this next strip is basically a rehash of the unarmed run, except my unarmed schedule is a fraction of what it used to be, and I can only use V.A.T.S. Oddly enough, I can't be too mad. This went smoother than when I did the unarmed run, as I completed this segment with 0 deaths. Next, we went to the Chimera Depot, and this time I remembered my weapons. This again was an easy clear, and I was able to plant both explosives easily. With that out of the way, we disable the pulse field, reach Jingwei, and clear the DLC. We go to the room with the rewards where the game yet again crashes for the 3rd time, and I didn't save. So we reboot, beat the DLC again, save, get our loot, and fight Defender Sibley. We make our way to Little Lamplight, and clearly in this run I forgot to wear my bear spray as I fight another Yao Guai. I have a close encounter with a Deathclaw before escaping, and I sneak my way into Little Lamplight. I talk McCready into letting me into the town and using Murder's Pass. Entering Murder's Pass, I force the area to live up to its name as I clear the whole area of every super mutant. I even find a creative way to take out the Overlord. I took out his leg, so I was able to have time to stall for more AP. I enter the vault, easily fighting my way through, and save Fox. Together, we get to Gek, then I get kidnapped by the Enclave, fight my way through the Enclave and reach President Eden, decline his offer and convince him to self-destruct, meet with Fox, and as I admit, I can't say no to him, so he does join the team. We go back to the Citadel and tell them what happened, and with that, it is time to take back Project Purity. The take back goes smooth, and we clear all the Enclave in our way. We clear the Enclave out of Jefferson Memorial, defeat Colonel Autumn and the Enclave he has with him, enter the code in the Project Purity, and save the day. And of course, begin our next and final DLC. We wake up and discover Sarah Lyons is still in a coma, and there are still Enclave left to defeat. We talk to Scribe Rothschild, and he gives us our next assignment. On the way, we get into a fight with another Yao Guai, which was followed up by a fight with another Yao Guai. We meet Paladin Tristan at Rockland Card Tunnel and begin our fight with the Enclave. The fight is easy, but they destroy Liberty Prime, so we enter the satellite relay and gather information. With the information gathered, we go back to the Citadel, we let them know about Liberty Prime and the data we retrieved, and we are given a mission to go to Oni Paperworks. I make a choice I'll regret by stopping at Megaton and taking all my excess gear and supplies to sell and stock up on stim packs. However, in doing this, I become over-encumbered and Fox unintentionally blocks us in Doc Church's clinic. So that became an interesting issue, and I'll leave that sped up footage here for you to see. En route to the Only Paperworks, we fight a bunch of Deathclaws in the Enclave. Luckily, the alien weapons absolutely decimate everything in our path. We fight our way through the Paperworks, and with that, we are able to get the Tesla Coal. We go back to the Citadel, and we are tasked with finding the Air Force Base. We are easily walking through enemies. The only real struggle was a super mutant overlord. Entering the manhole in the plaza, we spent a lot of time fighting sentry bots, ghouls, and the fact that we are using weapons really makes this easier. Fighting our way through, we are able to reach the Air Force Base. Upon reaching the Air Force Base, we encounter more tough fights ahead. To hit the turrets, I had to be in the open, and every enemy was packing a weapon that could really melt my health bar. Not to mention, the pure volume of enemies was rather tough to deal with as well. So I ended up focusing on moving and only fighting when I absolutely had to. We did a tough fight in the air control building, though it was the best place to do it. We were able to force the enemies to trickle into one opening, which was the door. After lowering the ramp to the mobile platform, we made our way over to the mobile base crawler. Nothing too crazy to note here, but we did get to fight a Deathclaw. But upon entering the launch pad, this is where things got crazy. I could not take 2 steps without being hit by something. I was getting hit left and right, missiles, lasers, fire, you name it, I was hit by it. I had to resort to making a run past the enemies into the satellite tower, though quite a few followed us, making for an interesting showdown at the door. Reaching the satellite link, we fire at Adams Air Force Base, and we are rescued by Sarah Lyons and the Pride. And with that, we have beaten Fallout 3 only using V.A.T.S for all of our combat. This run was interesting to say the least. In the beginning, it was mostly a standing still simulator, but as we got more perks and levels, it became way easier. It is definitely worth your time if you are looking for a challenging run to do. We finished the run with 4 deaths, 3 game crashes. We completed 36 quests, discovered 73 locations, killed 269 people, killed 428 creatures, for a total of 697 kills, picked 6 locks, hacked 1 computer, took 237 stim packs, took 7 chems, disarmed 16 mines, had 13 speech successes, read 1 book, rescued 1 captive. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave me any challenge run ideas that you'd like to see next, and I'll see you guys all at the next one. Peace.